Throughout the 19th century, all across the United States, random cities popped up on the American landscape as folks migrated east, especially post-Civil War. The country wasn't boiled by focus more on westward expansion. No such town defines settler settlement how the Wild West era was built and established entirely by African Americans during the Reconstruction period. To understand more of its longevity and survival test of time, as well as to shed light into one of the most fascinating bits of American history, here is a closer look.
You a genius. I ain't gonna lie for you. You gonna go down like a Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X with this. You finna go down in history with this. That's what God. Okay, but boy, you different, bro. I need to think of that. I mean, bro, this is genius. Like, I don't just say stuff just to be saying. Like, I swear to God, bro, you are really on something to come up with this. I don't know how you came up with it. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always. Welcome to another edition of what we call the Reality Temple Intimate Ministry. I'm the gatekeeper of the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. Well, we have arrived at that time of the year again, whereas on this platform, we give our main message of the year, and that main message falls under what we call Soul Liberation Day. What is Soul Liberation Day? For those of you who are unfamiliar with this holiday that we have chosen to celebrate. Soul Liberation Day is simply celebrating ourselves as individuals, the things that we have overcome this year in our personal lives, throughout our lives, and giving ourselves a pat on the back. There's nothing wrong with celebrating yourself, like celebrating your birthday, except this is celebrating our being able to overcome the hardships, obstacles in our lives. The job that we wanted, we finally got. The woman or the man that we've been chasing, we finally got it. Finally bought that new car. We overcome a sickness. Whatever it is in our lives that we have overcome. Mine was, and I decided to have this day on December the 7th because in my own personal life, I liberated myself from incarceration of over 10 years. So I decided to have Soul Liberation Day on this day of my personal liberation. That we had the strength to overcome something in our personal lives. And then hopefully one day, we as a people, the descendants of slaves born in America, we as a people, these who are the descendants of those who suffered the black codes, those who suffered Jim Crow, one day as a people, we will be able to choose our identity ourselves. One day as a people, we will be able to come on Soul Liberation Day and we will declare ourselves liberated from all those things that kept us oppressed, all those things that held us back, so that we can reach our highest potential.
Okay, family. This is your brother, Taalib. I'm coming to you live And I would like to thank our brother Angel Snup Snup 7 for allowing me on this platform of the second version of Soul Liberation Day to speak. And I'm going to just go right on in. But our family, before I finish this little say, before I go further, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to have to go do something real quick. Because I was in the middle of something, and I'll let the brother hold us down for a few seconds, then I'll be right back in. So I just want y'all to know. But for a minute, I'm going to definitely be on here cooking as far as, concerning us as soul black people, whether we want to identify as African Americans, so-called Negroes, Israelites, Muslims, Christians, so have you, or foundational black Americans. And by the way, as I'm going to move in on this situation, I wanted to say that part of this, for me, and out of respect for Brother Angel Snup Snup 7, I'm going to dedicate this part of this, or what I'm talking about, to the foundational Black America community. And because lately on social media, I have been seeing some things that they're trying to do as far as, bringing it to them black immigrants, or to even those Hispanic immigrants who want to claim our hip-hop culture, which was started by foundational black Americans, by the way, which was actually started by soul people. But however, they are all over social media, and I have to applaud these brothers for standing up, because we've had so many people not to include the Caucasian themselves as far as credit and what we've even invented. And I think, that by right, since they chose to go that route to defend, the facts behind so black foundational Americans starting hip hop, and which is not the other way around, like people, as some of your favorite celebrities you might know about, Busta Rhymes and Fat Joe, claim differently. Well, actually, they're being ostracized in the hip hop community. Fat Joe just recently announced that he's stepping down for being the host on the BET Awards show. Now, BET was originally founded and started by a soul foundational black American by the name of Bob Johnson. And so, although Caucasians own it now, but it was still started by those of you that refer to us as foundational black Americans. So, and also Busta Rhymes monetarily has been, he has been ostracized monetarily for just even jumping on Fat Joe's bandwagon, telling them lies, and not even wanting to acknowledge soul black Americans for for being the creators of this music art form. And for so long we've had things like rock and roll, which we invented, soul music, blues music, and you name it. And everybody else want to take credit for it without acknowledging our, creativity of these musical art forms. And so finally, what I'm seeing is that soul people are standing up against this situation. And they are standing up by coming together on a common collective note. Now, I just thought about something. If we could use up our energy so much to come together on something like that, why we can't do the same thing for Operation Exodus Mississippi? As far as taking control of a state or even a couple of states, which we can create a settlement for ourselves that will protect us and that will actually, where we could use more leverage to make life more better for us as a group of people in this country. See? And not undermining what these brothers are doing with that situation with Fat Joe, who claimed that Hispanics started hip-hop first. People from the Caribbean, like Busta Rhymes said, were the ones that innovatively started hip-hop, which is a lie. And even those from among those groups of people who come from way back in the 70s, who was immersed within that culture, admitted that so Black Americans started that. But now you got people like Busta Rhymes and Fat Joe who's made millions upon millions off of this creation of Black Americans and don't even want to give us credit. And I think that by any means, people like them should be shut out. They should be completely cut off. Should no soul Black person anywhere in this nation buy their music. Simple as that. And so, I'm very, even though that's this small tiddly bit stuff, when you want to talk about us standing up for something at least and not just falling for anything. But if we really want to stand up for something, let's stand up, like I say, by taking control of the state, control of the politics of a state like Mississippi, where you have the highest concentrated Black population in the nation as far as the state go. Within these 50 states of the United States of America. And I believe strongly that we can do it. This is why I've actually, stuck around on this platform with our brother Angel Snuck 7 for this long. Because I still got confidence that we can make something like that happen. But it's got to take unity. It's got to take us putting our differences to the side and coming together on a common collective basis cause to make this happen. Because long as we don't have no protection around us, we're going to keep getting the same thing like I repeatedly said on other live streams in the past. We're going to keep on getting mass incarceration, discrimination on the job, discrimination in housing. We're going to still be confronted with police brutality and all this other good stuff, that's still constantly happening to us as so Black Americans in this nation every day. So, and and I want to also go into also too saying that in the midst of all this controversy going on with this hip hop stuff, I say periodly, we should stop letting these other unquote black and brown groups of people in this country immerse themselves not only into our culture but also into our endeavors as far as our struggle. Because as of right now, as it stands, they benefit more off of our ancestors' civil rights struggle than we do.
That's right.
And I see even a bunch of ungrateful ones every day that I come across in the streets or wherever I may be, and they're ungrateful. They don't respect us. And personally, me just as an individual, I don't respect them. Because I feel like this. If you was coward enough to run from your own troubles and whatever you was going through in your own country, just to come over here to America to benefit off of our provisions that's supposed to be intended for us as so black Americans, then I just can't respect that. You always talk about how great your countries is,
right?
How great your cultures is. Well, why did you run from that? Why did you take risks coming to America? You even took risks going across the Mediterranean Sea to get to Europe, although that's where your colonizers are. But you shouldn't be coming over here like that, and then trying to look down on us while you eating and living off our culture and off our ancestors' struggle. And that's the same thing that them brothers is in social media pushing back at people like Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes for. You get over here, you want to eat off our culture, you want to eat off our people's struggle, and then don't even give us credit for even being the reason why you was even allowed in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I could go in all day about that. They still don't like them Haitians coming over here. They were back in the 80s, and I lived in Miami, Florida for a short while. I used to watch how they handled them Haitians coming over here back in the late 80s. While them Cubans, the pale-skinned Cubans was coming over here, they was giving them anything they want. It was even at a certain point where them Haitians would leave and come over here, and they'll turn them boats, the makeshift boats that they came in, they'll turn them right back around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but when you was begging and pleading for those among so black American leadership to help you to get in this country without any pushback coming from this government, then you threw it right back in our face. So I can't respect that. That go for those in the Caribbean and on the continent of Africa. I can't respect that. And those over here right now, like somebody say that's buck dancing for this racist named Fat Joe, who happens to be a pale, lighter skinned complexion Puerto Rican. You know, I can't respect that. And I'm talking about even some of those, from amongst us in the hip hop community that just co-sign for this guy. Like, when is you gonna, like somebody say, grow some nuts and stand up thing? So, and like someone even said recently, that, eventually we're gonna have to stand up firmly and deal with these Caucasians, even after over 400 years of oppression under them in this nation. But see, it's more like they said, it is more easier to deal with those black immigrants because it is 40 some million more of us than them. See, and that do kind of make sense, but I want to say this as well, that we should stop letting these people be immersed in our culture. And as far as us taking control of a state like Mississippi, we could definitely put the brakes on that. We have more power and leverage, at our disposal to put the brakes on stuff like that. Because these people will never let us come to places like Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, or Puerto Rico, or the Barbados, or over to Nigeria or Ghana, or South Africa, or the Congo Republic, and just allow us to immerse ourselves in their culture and eat off of whatever they got. You see what they doing over there now to those soul black Americans who travel to places like Ghana, and I believe that in the Gambia as well, where they've actually killed soul black Americans over there who was in the process of attempting to purchase land. See, we see, we, they even, and we let them get away with using racial epithets against us, but let us call them out their name and see what type of response we get. That we get from them, you see? So I mean, it's like we have to, be very mindful of this situation that we dealing with, and hey, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I did not vote for Donald Trump, honestly, but since he won, and one of his very first agenda on the radar is to deport as many of these immigrants as he can. And I'm not biased towards immigrants actually, but I'm not pro-immigrant neither because of what I just talked about on this very live stream. And they are, I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people use that narrative from what Donald Trump said when he said the immigrants is taking away black jobs, right? And most of the people would look at that, even in the pro-conscious community, as far as picking vegetables and fruit out the field, right? But see, here's the thing with that. Even Donald Trump himself knows that the average so-called black foundational American is not going to stoop to that level if they don't got to, unless they force us to. But if we ain't got to, we ain't gonna stoop to that level. So, you know, because we did that enough over 300, our people did that enough over 300 years, picking cotton, out in the fields picking rice and sugar cane and all that kind of stuff, you know? So we ain't finna go back to that. Just due to the historic situation behind that. We not gonna go back to that if we ain't got to. Okay. But in this modern time, you have to look at it like this, family. Let's just say he's actually saying whatever jobs we got that don't have nothing to do with agriculture, these immigrants is coming in taking. And when you look at it from that context, you know what I'm saying? Then you could say to yourselves, in that manner, he may have a point, because he does. When he say that the immigrants is taking away black jobs, you know, I mean, hey, like I say, they get benefits that we should get, but we don't get it. We got to go through all hoops and bounds just to get the bare minimum, or whatever we get. While they come off these planes and boats, ain't got no green card to work in the country, can't legally vote in this country, but they get free EBT. I mean, them debit cards, hundreds of dollars a month for food, free money for housing. You see, all that. Why you got all these homeless soul brothers and sisters on the streets in these many cities across America. And they getting first dibs on everything once they get here. So, you know, hey, if Trump is successful in what he's talking about doing for us, deporting as many as these people, as they say they are, well, you know, I'm not going to lose no teardrop over it. Not one. You know, and I also have been noticing throughout social media that blacks, so black Americans I'm talking about, is waking up to not even paying attention to their pleas, because now as you look around on social media, and even if you out in the streets, you know, you can see that a lot of these black and brown people, I don't care if they from Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, India, you know, some of these people that's known to hate so black Americans even the most. You know, these other different groups of people from Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, you know, and so forth and on, over from Nigeria, you know, from Uganda, from the Congo Republic, from South Africa, and wherever else they come from in the continent. If you notice, they trying to cozy up to soul black Americans. And this has been going on since Trump got elected this time. You see? So, you gotta wake up. And they are waking up. And they telling these immigrants, don't come looking at us. Don't come looking for our help. We tried to tell you for years how things was in America. You know, for non-Europeans. But you wouldn't listen to us. If anything, you used your position to help them folks keep their foot on our neck. And like like somebody always told me, the first thing that these immigrants learn when they get to this country is the nigger word. That's the first thing they learn. The Italians, the Irish, who came over here back in the early part of the 20th century, all these immigrants. And you know, they used to be the niggers or the niggers here in America. I'm talking about Irish and Italians. And they mostly considered as Europeans because of the region that they're from over there on that continent in Europe. But the thing was, with this establishment over there, they made a concession deal with them. They said, look, if you don't want to be the nigger, you better help us keep these niggas in line. Talking about us. And so black Americans, you say you do the research, go look it up. Italians was once considered niggers. Jews was once considered the niggers in America.
That's right.
Irish people was once considered the niggers in America. Yeah. And they could easily be placed back in that position if they don't cooperate with the powers that be here in this country of the United States of America. They could easily become that. Why do you think they allowed the Italians and the mafia to get away with so much before they finally started disbanding them big time? After they was locking away people like John Gotti and them. Why do you think they let them get away with so much mayhem in this country? Even turned and looked the other way. It was because they was helping them to keep us as sole black Americans in our place. You see? Long as they was keeping us as the so-called niggas in our place, they didn't have no problem with the Italian mafia doing what they was doing. You see? So, that's what goes for these other groups. But see, what Trump is doing, and I mean, we know Trump ain't perfect. We know what he about. But here's the thing. He's going to break all that up if he can. He said on his first day of inauguration going to the White House, they're about to start making their moves on these immigrants. and even talking about deporting some of these immigrants that may be legal. You know, yeah. So I mean, you know, I mean, and see that there, my friends, family, my fellow soul black Americans, my fellow soul foundational black Americans, I must tell you this, that this is a good time for us to really start mobilizing, to really start coming together like like-minded ones to carve out a better future and a better situation for us as a people here in this nation, which like I say from this platform starts with us working toward taking control of the state, starting with Mississippi, and then on forward to taking control of states like Alabama, Georgia, you know, South Carolina, and the list goes on. You see what I'm saying? Taking control of a state like North Carolina. And our ancestors tried this. We've had movements prior to this idea we proposed that was tried by our ancestors, but it was during the time when our ancestors was more restricted because of them old Jim Crow laws, you know, and stuff like that. Segregation laws and stuff, you know. The KKK terrorizing our people throughout the South,
Right.
which prevented them from actually seceding in that manner, you know. But we have a much more better chance than they did today in the 21st century as of 2025 to come together to make this work. So I just want to stop for a second and go do something real fast, and I'll be right back at you. And I'll let our brother hold us down, even though he is the host and I'm the keynote speaker. But I'm gonna let him hold us down because I mean, lives. Beside this social media, you know, John, you know. But I'll be right back. All right. Brother, you can hold it down for a few seconds.
Somebody
I'll be
said
right back.
that when people show you who they are, believe them. I'm still having a problem with that because I'm naive and I want to be a brother to my brother and a brother to my sisters, but there are those, because they are brainwashed by this stuff, unless you bow down and submit to what they want, they don't want nothing to do with you, which that's fine. But see, you was a liar in the beginning. This was a lesson that Brother Malcolm learned the hard way. It took Brother Malcolm, as intelligent as he was, it took Brother Malcolm X 12 years to understand that the Nation of Islam was not his friend. And he should have began, I'm pretty sure, see, woo! Sometimes we see things and we ignore it. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. We see things early and we ignore it. I'm very sure out of the 12 years before the Nation of Islam murdered that man, I am sure that he saw something was wrong, but he ignored it. And some of us think that it's unbelievable. I know back in 2009, I began to realize that this pro-black stuff is not a benefit to the soul community. I began to see that this pro-black stuff was an enemy, and it's still an enemy. All this blackity black and religious stuff, your Kemen and your Nuwabian and your Israelite, all that stuff is detrimental to us. None of it is good. Your Moors, and the list goes on, all this stuff. Ain't none of it no good for you. It has proven itself. Some of it has been around almost 100 years. What has it done for you? It has done nothing for us. That's not my fault. You can get angry all that you want to, make up all kinds of excuses. Something in that is wrong. And what is wrong is that what produced it? The white man produced it. If it wasn't for racism, if it wasn't for the white man, all this stuff would not exist. All of it was born and it came from racism. It's the offspring of racism, and you embrace it because black is good now. But where did black come from? Black came from the racists. There was nobody calling themselves these things. till the racists put a label and an identity on it. And you think it's better for you. It's poison. The only thing happened, they put chocolate over it. Chocolate covered racism.
I'm back. Okay. Brother Angel Snup.
Yeah.
I see you got that little glitch you speaking on Soul Liberation Day. Okay, that almost threw me off, but I see what you're doing, so I ain't gonna mind that. But anyway, and also too, for those of you who might not think I don't show my face, I'm gonna show my face right now. You know. So can you see my face, brother?
Hold on a second.
I want everybody to see. Yeah. Okay. All righty.
Hold on a second.
Well, once again, okay. All right. Once again, I'm back at y'all live. I just had to, do something real quick. But I just want to get done, going in on what I have to say regarding, leaving, taking from what the brother had to say on the soul liberation. And so I just wanted to further carry out this version of it. And back at what I was saying, the immigrants right now, they're cozy enough up to us, trying to get our support because of what this incoming president is talking about doing to them. And I'm gonna say this one more time as a warning: the fellow soul Black Americans, do not get involved in that. Do not, because they also saying that if you harbor immigrants while ISIS is coming out looking for them, you going to jail, point blank. You gonna get prosecuted. So you don't want to be a part of that situation, no way. They already, got they iron foot on our chest. As enough as it is, we don't need to get involved in that, period. Them folks ain't came over here and showed us that type of love by getting involved in our struggle, besides taking from it. They ain't tried to put nothing back into the culture of our struggle in this nation. They ain't tried to, unite in any kind of way with us. The governments from their country haven't, tried to reach out to the Black leaders over here to tell them, look, we know what's going on in America. We know y'all being oppressed over there by this racist. We got the same common enemy. Come on into our country. Not like Ghana, promising you citizenship. You get over there, it might take years for you to even get citizenship, especially if you ain't a Rita Marley, who's the wife of the late reggae legend singer Bob Marley. If you ain't famous like her or Stevie Wonder, who just recently got citizenship in Ghana, you ain't got nothing coming. And that's his point blank. You ain't got nothing coming. You just one of them old so-called American Negroes over there trying to do the best you can to navigate with what you got, unless they try to take it from you over there, which we've heard about so many times with soul brothers and sisters who travel to the continent, getting scammed, getting their houses broke into, even losing their life and all kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? So, and you definitely don't really want to go to these islands, poor countries like Jamaica. What's there? And I know you don't want to go to Haiti, especially with the shape that Haiti is in right now at this time, and you don't want to go to them type of places, If you ain't got that American dollar, you gonna really see their reaction towards you. So I mean, these different black groups who come over here to this country, they haven't done nothing to as far as uniting or on any type of solidarity level as far as helping us to deal with our situation here in this nation. So that's why I'm saying to you, and I'm talking about even those brown immigrants like the Mexicans and the other people from Latin America, that's also gonna be hunted down. That especially if they're over here legally. And don't get involved in that. Do not get involved in that. I'm gonna repeat it again. Don't get yourself involved in that, because you will be prosecuted to the fullest of the extent by the United States government. They not playing. They done already put the memo out. The guy that he got working under him, I think his name is Holman. He's supposed to be I forget his position in Trump's cabinet, but he handles that immigration. He's put in there to handle that immigration stuff. But he done already said that if you harbor any immigrants, you gonna be prosecuted. So don't get involved in that. If they come to you, walk away. Do whatever you gotta do. Be like, hey, I understand them, but I'm sorry, I can't help you. Whatever you got to do. Because they ain't had that, they ain't got that type of energy for us. Whenever we look for them to help us, they was just like everybody else, feeding off of us, and all that kind of stuff. So we need to have that same exact energy for them right now. And like I said, while they at it, doing what they doing with them people, we need to be doing what we should have been doing a long time ago. And that's liberating ourselves for once and for all from under this racist caste system here in America. So I mean, that's what's happening, and everybody else has more understanding and common sense beside the so-called American Negro, because we want to let everybody immerse with us. We want to be so integrated with everybody. That ain't simply how things go. You go over there to the continent. Go to all them 54 nations on the continent of Africa and see if they think that way. Just within their country, within them different 54 countries over there. They got different tribes over there that's been warm for a long time, speaking thousands of different languages just in one country alone. You see? And then you go and you see the same thing in them other countries over there on the continent. They ain't got that kind of love for each other. So don't think that they gonna have that type of love for you. So, brothers and sisters, because they not. And they've shown it, they've shown their hand in that way since they've been over here in America. And most of you should have been seeing that. Most of our black leadership over here should have been seeing that. While them groups like the Haitians was begging them to ask the United States government to let them stay in this country without them getting deported. You see? So I mean, hey, you know, we got the you know, it's time for us to snap up out our own you know, nigga bag and start you know uniting, especially to those of you in the so-called pro-black conscious community that always talk about unity come first. I don't hear none of y'all on social media. Too many of y'all talking about what's going on with this immigration thing. The only people I've heard speaking about this is brother Saru Seti. Who else? The Black First Authority. Ain't that what they call them? Brother Angel Snup on that platform.
Jason Black.
What? Huh?
What you said, Jason Black?
Yeah, the Black Authority, Black First Authority.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Them the only platforms on social media in Black YouTube land that I've actually heard about. And you know, I'm sure Roland Martin has said something to some effect about that, but it's mainly you know, and from my understanding, he has Caribbean ancestry in his bloodline from Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, I don't know if it's a fact or not, but from what I understand, I think he possibly does. So, you know, he's pro-immigrant when it comes to all that, you know. But the Black First Authority and Saru Seti, you know, they basically don't, they've shown in their own way that they don't care what happened to them folks. And why should they? And why should the rest of us care? You know? It's just that simple. I have to deal with them all the time on this little funky job I got. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I have to come across them on the streets. You know? They don't like us. You know, and to be honest with you, I don't like their ass either. You know, like I said before, they come over here, they feel so entitled, don't have no respect for those like us come in this country, because you got to remember, like someone recently said, once again, that before the civil rights movement, which actually a law was passed during around that time, as far as immigrants being concerned, or citizenship being concerned, rather to say, that was directly, you know, targeted for us along the lines of those civil rights legislations. You see, because you remember it was a time they didn't even legally look at us as citizens in this country. All they saw us as is 3/5 of a human. You see? So through that angle, that's how a lot of them black and brown immigrants was able to start more easily coming to this country because of that. You see? And like I said before, They've been wishing it in our face ever since, family. You know, and I must tell you, I'm not against all immigrants because I've had, you know, associations with different immigrants, you know, over my years of living, you know, and I'm talking about black and brown immigrants or people that's not of foundational black American descent, you know. But I know the fake ones when I see them too, you know. And so it is what it is, you know. And I also say that they you know, they come over here, they take and send most of that, some of that money back to the countries they come from, so they people over there can eat off of it. When that money, and Donald Trump even talked about that too, how all them billions of dollars is leaving out of this country because of that. So that's what I heard Donald Trump actually talking about that. So you know, hey, you know, it's going to be well, I'm going to just say it's allegedly because I didn't hear him myself say it, but it's allegedly that he also based his policies that he's already putting in place before he even get into the White House again. That is one of the reasons why he don't deport these immigrants, because they are the reason why so much money is leaving out the United States. And I would say that makes a lot of sense, you know, because why you got people coming over here taking from this country and ain't putting nothing back into this country, just like they come over here and take from us, so foundational black Americans, and don't put nothing back into the pot. You see? So that's why I'm glad that brothers in social media, soul brothers in social media, is holding people like Busta Rhymes, who's a Jamaican out of New York, and Fat Joe, who's a Puerto Rican out of New York, accountable. And they need to be held accountable. You know? You come over here, you disrespect black American culture, talk about us like a dog, even do like the racists do, call us a nigga. You see? But you don't want us calling you the spick word, which is a racial epithet toward Hispanics. You don't want us calling you any other words that's a racial epithet toward those of you from the Caribbean. You see? But you just disregard our feelings on how we feel as far as what you said about us. So yes, I'm glad that them two is being held accountable, and that's also putting up a red flag to the rest of those who's from those cultures, among those from the Caribbean and Puerto Rico, which is a part of the Caribbean, except that it's a territory of the U.S. But it's putting a red flag up for them to let them know if they want to try the same thing, they're going to get the same results. So these two individuals who I just mentioned is being made a big example of. And it's been time for this to happen. And also on any political scale level, you know, when they help these racists step on our necks, or even in law enforcement, these same immigrant people from different cultures that's not of us, who's in that field of work, need to be held accountable. You know? And it's just that simple. And most of them get into politics to help their own people. They don't get into politics to help us. You know? Everybody think when they vote for them, you know, it's about the black and brown kumbaya situation. It's not nothing like that. Especially once they get in there. Just look at how your own black American politicians do. So what make you think these Hispanic politicians or these other different Caribbean type of folks that get in American politics feel about you? You see? So I mean, it's like, man, you we got to understand that this is the reason why it's so important for us to come together, so black Americans to take control of a couple of these states. You know, because of the way things is going in this nation. We should have been prepared for this moment even when Trump got elected again. We don't know what's about to happen. This guy talking, I mean, you know, this guy, even though I agree with him on some points, but this guy's talking silly, talking about annexing Greenland from Denmark, which would be a direct conflict of interest with the allies of the United States, which is NATO. All them different other countries are NATO. And Denmark is a part of NATO. See, and then he even talking about taking Canada as the 51st state. And all this craziness. Talking about taking back over the Panama Canal, which the United States handed over to Panama back in 1999. With the help of this former president that just passed away. May he rest in peace, Jimmy Carter, you know? So, I mean, man, come on, man, wake up. We got to do something for ourselves. We can't wait on nobody. That's why people were so frustrated at Kamala Harris, because she wasn't coming amongst us with nothing. And that's why she didn't get elected. You know? So, I mean, it's like we got to you know, snap up out of the deep ignorance that we find ourselves in. And let's start coming with a solid solution with our own common collective ideals to do something about our situation in this nation. You know? And as far as with that said, I mean, you know, we need to also understand too that we cannot keep allowing people to immerse themselves in our culture like that. You know, I mean, we made a mistake even letting that white boy, Eminem, become immersed in our culture with the help of some soul brothers. Matter of fact, from my hometown of Detroit, that helped him got to where he's at. Now look at him. He ain't even did nothing. He ain't even did half of what Master P did for his hometown in New Orleans by putting other artists from New Orleans on his No Limit label, allowing them to make money. He ain't did nothing like that for those soul brothers that's into the rap industry in Detroit. That half of them is even way better than him, lyric wise, you know. So I mean, it's like you know, and then we let them make millions off it, off our culture. Like I said before, earlier when I began this live, you know, and then pissed on us in different ways. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with these other people I just mentioned. You know, we got to stop that. You know, I've seen it even on the street level. when it comes to even the so-called gang culture. And I want to say this. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying this because I glorify gang culture, because that's a part of our destruction. So I'm not going to glorify something that's destructive. But I will make a point though that when it comes to street gangs like the Gangster Disciples, the Vice Lords of Chicago, or the Crips and Bloods, now you got white boys, you got Hispanics calling themselves Crips and Bloods, and Black Gangster Disciples and Vice Lords, and those was started based off of oppression from the racists back in the 60s and even going way further back, I think, to the 40s, you know, until generations later when they start turning on each other with the violence and all that kind of stuff, you know. But they started eventually allowing white people and these Hispanics to join these gangs. But you don't see these Hispanics or these racial white supremacist groups, even in the prison walls, inside the prison walls, allowing blacks into their circles like that. But we would go our way to allow them to immerse in our circles like that. And I think that's a matter of self-disrespect. And just disrespect, period, to other soul brothers and sisters who's into that type of stuff. You see? And cause see, I got to bring the negative in with the positive on everything we do that we've allowed them. Look, you got an expert right here on the live with me, brother Taalib Ibn Ra, who is a member of the Nation of Islam. And he know better about it more than I do. How they've allowed white Caucasians into their organization. After all these years, we're calling them the devil. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing happened in the organization I once was claiming to be with, which was the Nubians. And they started doing the same thing after so many years of calling the Caucasian the devil. But then you turn around and allow these people to become members of your organization. Now, I haven't heard the Moorish Science Temple of America doing that yet. You know? You know? So, I mean, come on, man. Have some type of self-respect. You know? Have some type of self-respect is what I'm saying. But see, if we took control of the state, you know, we could put the brakes on a lot of this stuff eventually. You know? Because then it'll be in our own court to do what we want to do without being restricted. You see? You know, but the crazy thing about it is that, you know, I want to say the 5% nation, the 5%ers, which was started by Clarence Jarvis 13X, who was a member originally of the Nation of Islam. I think I heard they said they had either Puerto Ricans or yeah, they did have Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans in their organization, and I want to say they may have had Caucasians in their organization, because I've seen an old picture clipping of Brother Clarence 13X before he died in the late 60s when he got assassinated, and I've seen him in a picture with a little small, and it was a small little boy who was white, looking white, pale, actually pale looking white.
Excuse me, brother.
That
brother
was actually walking the road. Yes.
Brother Taalib, I'm gonna have to cut. I have to go in a minute. You've been we're going on 2 hours.
Okay.
I want to
move on fast, brother.
Yeah, I want to say this. I want to say this to you.
But thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, I want to say this to you with all due respect. Um, I was expecting you to talk about Soul Liberation Day, and I'm pretty sure in my Soul Liberation Day message, I didn't talk about immigration at all. And you spent over hours or so talking about immigration and all that type of thing. That's not what Soul Liberation Day was about. I didn't mention immigration at all. Soul Liberation Day is about overcoming our individual obstacles and our doing the same as a people. That's what Soul Liberation Day is about. That's what it's about. You know, you could have talked about how you got your GED or something. You know, that's an individual thing that you decided to do and you overcame that obstacle. It took you a long time, but you finally accomplished. That's what Soul Liberation Day is about. It's not that your subject isn't good, but that's not, we titled this message, you respond to what I addressed in the Soul Liberation Day message, and once you start talking about immigration, that's where you stayed at. You didn't go back and forth. It was just nothing but about. So the title of this, which I'm going to change the title. I'm going to change the title to something about immigration, because this talk that you had has nothing to do with Soul Liberation Day at all. And I had to say that because I don't want the audience to think that especially those who didn't listen to the message, I don't want them to think that that's what Soul Liberation Day, that's what the message of Soul Liberation Day was about, immigration. It's not about immigration. It's about Soul Liberation Day is about our overcoming our individual obstacles in our life. We as a people overcoming those obstacles, and maybe one day we will become our nation, a nation of our own, things of that nature. That's what Soul Liberation Day. We finally accomplished liberation. That's what Soul Liberation Day is about.
Okay. Let me.
So.
Okay, for you, before you take us out of here, let me say this here. Okay, by due respect, I did stay on the aspect of immigration long enough, and I truly wasn't planning on, staying on that part of the topic too long, but I kind of admit I got carried away with that. Okay, so that's my fault. I got carried away with that. But I do want to say that, just like the brother mentioned, I encourage those of you in Soul Black America, as for an example like me, like the brother mentioned, with it taking years for me to get my GED.
Yeah.
Which is not an easy thing, especially for a person like me that stayed out of school for almost 30 years before I started going back to school to get my GED.
Exactly.
Okay. And I went through toil and struggle to achieve that.
You sure
and
did.
I finally achieved it. Now I'm in college, actually studying to become a chef. Okay, and that's something because I like being around food. Now, as far as the aspect of the job, I might not agree with all aspects of the job because work is still work. And of course, in this society, in order to survive, you got to work.
Yeah.
Simple as that, or you don't eat. Okay. But that's what I'm on the course of doing. And as far as, my personal endeavors with that, I even plan on, actually exploring the world with that, so I could bring some stuff back over here to actually, emerge with what I'll be doing as a chef, learning along the way. you know, because there are different cultures that live in this country that like to eat certain foods. And if I could, facilitate that with my skill, that's what I would like to do. And also, it's about me bettering my life.
Right.
You know, it's about me raising up out the ashes of poverty. You see, because right now, even where I'm at, I can't do certain things I want to do. And I'm not moving recklessly like I used to. You know, as far as when I was a younger person. When you want to talk about traveling, because that's what I've been known for most of my adult life.
Mm-hmm.
I even started as a kid when my parents was moving back and forth between 2 different or 3 different states, you know? And so I kind of got that from them. I would have to say what credit is due. And I still would like to travel to some other countries. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not pushing that on nobody else. But I'm just saying, whatever you want to do and whatever you decide to do when it comes to your dreams, do not at 1 minute put it on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
Be about your business because you only get one life. I don't know where you going after you clock out, or any of us clock out, but you get one life on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm at the point now, even at this stage in my life, where I'm at as a middle-aged man, where I can actually finally pick myself up by the bootstraps and do what I got to do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing we got to do when we talking about taking control of a state. Because ain't nothing going to be handed to us.
That's right.
Just like that GED wasn't handed to me. This culinary arts associate's degree that I'm working towards ain't going to be handed to me.
That's right.
So, this is serious business. We got to really get down to serious business and make this happen and stop playing games with ourselves. You know, because once it's over, especially when we close our eyes for the last time, it's over.
That's right.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
The ball game is up. Like they say, the game is over. Game over. It's just that simple. And so
I wanna before we close out, I wanna say something about the topic. Well, most of the topic that you talked about, immigration, real quick. Because I want to be fair. I don't want to. I want to be fair with people. I'm not out here to try to put people down or degrade them. You know, you come to this country. You come to this country trying to better your life. I mean, that's all well and good, and that's cool. When you were speaking about the rap thing, now you a little younger.
Yeah,
you're a little younger than I am, but you still grew up in the era when we actually saw this happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's people who have done research. You can go on YouTube or Instagram. There's people who have done their research, and even before what we know of as rap music, we've been doing that ever since the 1920s, 1930s. They found people, it wasn't an art form.
Dancing, all that.
Yeah, even the break dancing. We was doing it a long time ago. But, but it was within the hip hop when rap music they start bringing that in. Just like the moonwalk. Michael Jackson did not come up with the moonwalk. The first person they saw do the moonwalk. I forgot, it was a brother. It was old black and white. Go all the way back to 1955, I think. Or no, it was 1935, I think, something like that. And this brother was doing the moonwalk. He was doing the backslide. But Michael Jackson, he didn't create it, but he made it popular. So it's a lot of these things that we was already doing anyway, but when rap music came up, they began to, take those things and embrace them. It don't necessarily mean that these youngsters actually created it, but they saw it somewhere and brought it to hip hop. Anyway, it still come from us. It still come from us. Now, when I was growing up, and they used to show documentaries about hip hop and rap music, and I remember the first artists that came up out of rap and hip hop, I don't remember none of them being from the islands or Hispanic. They was all foundation of Black Americans, soul brothers and sisters. I don't remember that. And even if you go back and research those old news broadcasts, they automatically said that rap music came from the poor, impoverished inner city youth, which was us. That's what they was talking about. But now, also at the same time now, if you want to be fair, when they say inner city youth, you have to include these people from the islands because they was there, they was in the cities too, right?
They was in the cities, but they were basically, from my understanding, doing their own thing as far as listening to the music from their own culture.
Yeah.
And you could go watch it on Brother Seti's channel in one of the videos where he was showing where the Puerto Ricans was, dancing to white music in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, see, they don't even think the same. They don't even think like us.
Yeah.
Because,
right, exactly.
Yeah, because they come from a different place.
Yeah. Right. And they showed the Jamaicans back way long before they got started coming over here how they was dancing.
Uh-huh.
Basically, and it wasn't nothing like the way we were actually socializing when it came to dancing and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So like you said, it was different.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they said one of the so-called fathers of hip-hop, which he was not, Kool Herc, who was actually from Jamaica, said that when he came to America, he was not trying to be Jamaican. That's why he started listening to, records by people like James Brown and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, because he knew that the culture he was stepping into was created by us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you said, before hip-hop even came on the scenes, people like James Brown, the brother you mentioned, that did start the moonwalk back in the 1930s. You see what I'm saying?
It was already doing
break dance and stuff. Yeah. Matter of fact, I seen a brother, an old video of a brother back in 1968, the same year I was born, actually rapping.
Mm-hmm.
He was lyrically rapping.
You remember the last? Remember the last poet?
In the 80s, yeah.
You had they was rapping. The last poets, you had Gil Scott Heron, people like that.
You had the Watch Prophets, who I just found out about yesterday.
Yeah, the Last Prophets, right. We was already rapping.
Mm-hmm.
We was already rapping in the 60s.
Right. Yeah.
And see, that's what I don't like. Give people their props. Give people their props.
Right.
Stop trying to steal from. We're not making no money off of it anyway. So, at least give us the credit that it came from us. It ain't like we millionaires off of. We don't control a damn thing, but at least give us that it came from us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just like you were saying earlier in your talk, what I don't like about some of these immigrant people, when they come to me, black people, what the hell you talking to me about black people? You ain't no damn black people. You don't have no idea of how it was or how it is being raised up in this country, going through Jim Crow and going through the hell that we done caught in this country. You don't know. You come over here and you mess around and get all these subsidies that should have been coming to us anyway, and then you get on your feet, you got the nerve to tell us, y'all lazy or what problem? And I tell them real quick, just like you did, if you so damn great, what the hell you doing here? If you so damn great, why not you not in your own country? Running your scary ass over here. Your starving ass over here. That's what I don't like about them people. Don't come to me talking about what black folks need to do and black folks this. And then when they talking about black history, these immigrants, they always talk about Malcolm X and Dr. King or whoever. What about your people? What you have done? They teaching us our history. They teaching us about our leaders. About what comes from us. Who the hell are you? And that's what I don't like about black people. Because when you say black people, that includes anybody that got dark skin.
Yeah.
The hell with that. Well, if that's the case, then they should, if that's the case, then whatever benefit they get, they should be sharing with us, since we all black people, we brothers and sisters, but they don't do that. They all out for themselves. The hell with that. I don't like that. And none of us should like that. And then some of these people from these islands, they come over here and do silly, dumbass things, and they get called black, automatically assume they black American. And they're not. Like somebody like Rihanna, running around here with a little thong and a backside, nasty and filthy, Nicki Minaj, you know, they come from the islands, but they automatically assume they black Americans, they us. And we catch that heat. Jamaica or wherever they come from, they don't catch that heat. But that's how they do in Jamaica. You ever look at some of them videos? They run around and have these festivals and the women dressed half naked with flowers and stuff. That's their culture anyway. But they automatically assume Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and some of these other folks are us. And they're not. That's what I don't like about it.
Ooh.
Give us our props. And if you are part of us...
And what was insulting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother.
What was insulting what was insulting to me was a few years ago, you might remember they made a movie called Selma.
Yeah.
And they had depicted this this Nigerian guy as Dr. Martin Luther King. I forget what his name was. He's a Nigerian actor. Mm-hmm. I think he's from the UK, if I'm not mistaken, a Nigerian actor from the UK. But he was actually depicting our soul brother, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Doing that movie. And they could have easily picked a black foundational American actor to do this. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I really don't have
that's crazy.
But I really don't have no problem with it because that's their money, that's their movie. They do whatever the hell they want to with their money and their movie.
You know, they got no power or control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
yeah.
You know, the movie Harriet. That movie about Harriet Tubman, it's a UK lady that done that. That played Harriet Tubman.
Wow.
But, you know, I can't say nothing about it. That's their money. That's what they do. You know, so you can complain about it if you want to. The best thing you can do is don't support it. Because I damn sure didn't give them a damn dime.
Exactly. That's right. Right.
Because they expecting they expecting the black Americans to go see, spend their money to go see this stuff. But if you want to show them, I don't want to see no, you could have gave that to a black American, a soul brother and sister in this country. I don't want to see your damn movie. Because I know they ain't get a dime from me. And I seen Selma, and I seen Harriet, I seen all these movies. I ain't give them a damn dime. At least respect us. Dr. King, you remember back in the day, they was talking about in an autobiography movie about Michael Jackson, it was a Pepsi commercial. they was talking about having a white kid play Michael Jackson, because they wanted to put Michael Jackson young next to the new Michael Jackson old, and they wanted to use a white child for that. You remember that controversy? Yeah.
No, I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah, I think it was a Pepsi
Learn
commercial.
something every day.
Yeah, I think it was a Pepsi commercial, and Michael said, "Why would I do that? I'm a black man. He said that he didn't want no white child playing him as a child, and he didn't even have surgery back then. He was a pure outright soul brother back when he was a child. He wasn't all made up back then. And you're going to get a Caucasian child? How can a Caucasian child play Michael Jackson when he was young? But that's what they wanted to do. All these young children that love Michael Jackson and can dance like Michael Jackson, probably sing like Michael Jackson, they could easily find somebody, a black child, to do that. But again, it goes back. It's their money. They do whatever the hell they want to. But see, they selling it to you. We don't have to buy it. But a lot of brothers and sisters don't care. We can't even boycott nothing no more, because these niggas won't do it. We can't even boycott nothing no more. Now, Louis Farrakhan, every year, the Nation of Islam says, let's boycott Christmas. You don't have to like the Nation of Islam. Why can't we boycott Christmas? I do it every year. I don't care about no Christmas anyway. That don't bother me. Why can't we help each other if something is not in direct confrontation? I guess that's not the word I'm looking for. If it's not in direct confrontation with your beliefs or whatever, why we can't help each other? I like bean pie. I'm going to buy bean pie. Last time I was in New York, I was looking for bean pies. That don't hurt. How do me buying a bean pie hurt me? Well, the money go to Minister for. They got a product. I don't care what the money come from. They got a product. I want a bean pie. That's a stupid argument, because we give our money to Walmart and Walgreens and all these white businesses. You don't go ask them what you gonna do with the money. We don't never ask them what they do with the money. Our tax dollars just paid for a war in Israel to kill almost 50,000 Palestinians. You didn't ask them what you doing with my tax money. If you want to ask about what somebody doing with your money, you should ask what they doing with your tax money. So basically, we helped them murder 50,000 people in Gaza. That's what we done. We are involved. Our tax dollars are involved in the Ukraine and Russian fight. Why don't you ask them what you're doing with our money? We have the dumbest ass excuses. If the Realities Temple is selling apples, y'all eat apples, don't you? I'm selling apples at good quality apples at a lower price than you get in the store anywhere. Why you can't buy apples from Angel Snub No 7? Oh, I ain't supporting that nigga. I ain't supporting that Taalib. I ain't giving them niggas no damn money. The most dumbest thing I ever heard. So you'd rather pay a higher price for the same apple because you don't like Angel Snub No 7, you don't like Taalib. This is the most dumbest ass reasoning and thinking. Just like when I used to sell the Final Call newspaper. Don't sell the Final Call newspaper to white people. Why not? When you go to the temple, the New York Times and the New York Post, matter of fact, we got a subscription to the New York Times and the New York Post and get a paper every day and Sunday. But you gonna tell me don't sell the white people our newspaper, and we buying their damn newspaper every day. Our newspaper is published once a month, and we buying their newspaper every day. I didn't give a damn about what them niggas was talking about. I was selling the Final Call to anybody I could sell it to. That's what I did. The hell with that. That's stupid. I'm giving it to my people. It's It's a newspaper. Whoever give you your money. Hell, if you sell it like that, make more newspapers to sell it to the people. Because you want to get the money, you want to get the profits to help, give the brothers can make a little change on the side and help support your mosque and all that stuff. Who gives a damn about all that? These some stupid folk. They just dumb. But I'm going to tell you the prime example, Brother Taalib. The prime example of our attitudes is just like them Negroes that came on our platform the other day.
Yep.
That's why we'll never get nowhere. That one Negro, he's snarling and acting silly before the program even started. Because you don't like what somebody said. Find what you can agree with person. We already know you don't like. I don't like this. Sound like little children. I don't like broccoli. I don't like carrots. I don't like peas. And usually, children don't like the things that's good for them. Because the carrots is good and the broccoli is good and the peas is good. That's what the children don't like. And that's what these Negroes, same way. They don't like things that's good for them. They want the things that give them diabetes and cancer and kill them. Why don't we concentrate on, and I say it all the time, like the FBA thing. I can agree with ADOS. I can agree with Tariq Nasheed when they talking about Foundation of Black America, because we should be looking out for us and keep including all these folks or whatever. And they don't include us. We don't benefit. You are African and you gotta pay for your citizenship. What kind of crap is that? You gotta buy citizenship. You saw that video where the sister talked about she had all these fees she had to pay to get citizenship in Ghana, I believe it was.
Wow.
If you are African, why do we have to pay for citizenship? I don't think none of them African countries give free citizenship to Black Americans. Because we're not them. They know we're not them. They're going to want to make some money off of us. If I'm a Ghanaian or from the Congo, why I have to pay for citizenship? Because we're not them. They're going to make you pay because they know we're not them. It's the whole thing is really sickening. But I'm going to tell you, and see what these brothers don't understand, because they went on, them same Negroes, they went on Facebook, talk about that idiot won a debate. There was no debate. He said he had to leave, and he spent 45 minutes being childish. Both of them said, I need to leave in 15 minutes. They was happy to say that. They probably didn't have nothing else to do. They was ready to leave because they didn't want to hear what we had to say. I got 15 minutes. Well, if I had 15 minutes to leave, I'm gone in 15 minutes. This nigga said he had 15 minutes to leave and stayed for 45 minutes being silly. And we never understood, they never explained, both of them together never did say how feminism destroyed the Black community. They never explained that. And these are adults, Taalib, these are adults. Can you imagine them being in charge in government positions?
Oh man.
We'd be in bad shape. You could not send nobody like that.
Bad shape, brother.
Yeah, you could not send nobody like that to talk to Donald Trump. You make us look like a real laughing stock. You couldn't send them to talk to Donald Trump. You couldn't even send nobody.
Right.
You couldn't even send nobody like Tariq Nasheed or Umar Johnson. You can't send nobody like that to Donald Trump. Look how silly they are. You seen them silly back and forth beefs. Tariq Nasheed running around here trying to talk about people and Umar Johnson doing the same thing. None of them. Minister Farrakhan is more qualified to go talk to Donald Trump than any of them other suckers. Unfortunately, he don't have. Yeah.
I think Minister Eric Muhammad is a little more qualified to go speak to somebody like Donald Trump. You know, on the basis of politics, you know, because you know.
I don't know.
he's you don't know.
I don't know because I hear his talking. He don't even talk like no Muslim minister. You know, he got all that. He got a cuss and he talk about kicking people's ass all the time. You know. he's always in a beef with somebody.
Right.
And when you look at his videos, he usually just. It's a nice setup, but he usually just talking to himself. He might as well do his videos the way I do, the way we do our video. He only have like, it's just him. Lately, it's just been him and some chairs. Now, he got other brothers and sisters across the country. They listening, over the internet or whatever. But locally, he can't draw nobody to his meetings. And he's always beefing with somebody. He always got a lot of personal drama, going on. But these guys not ready for nobody to come and deal with any world leaders like Donald Trump and people like that. They don't have nothing like that. Right. Minister Farrakhan got that kind of experience. Minister Farrakhan could do that, but Minister Farrakhan is caught up in all that religious hallucination stuff, and and Donald Trump don't want to hear that crap.
Right.
They don't want to hear that crap. So, but yeah, that's what I don't like about this immigration thing. Give us our credit. If we black in this together, then be together. But we're not. I mean, that's just the reality of it. We're not. These people come here and off the backs of our ancestors and then blow us off. Then they have the nerve to talk about us. I don't like that. I don't like that. You don't like it, and none of us should like that. But like you said, now a lot of them want to kiss our backside and be on our they want to be good with us because now you got a president want to deport their ass. And they want us on their side to cry with them. Oh, don't cry. Don't deport them, whatever. I won't be in that line. I'll be in the line that said bye. That's the line I'll be in. But again, we don't control. We don't control nothing.
For sure, when they deport you, when they deport you from one of them countries over on the continent or in the Caribbean, they ain't gonna be telling their governments not to deport you.
Yeah.
They're gonna send you right back here to America.
Exactly. So all thing I can do is just say bye. You should have never been here to begin with.
Yeah, I kind of a little bit. I kind of disappointed myself by getting so far into this immigration thing because this platform was supposed to have been about strictly, personal growth and development and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing about it. I want this is now strictly dealing with us as foundational Black Americans.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to really also say that dealing with us coming out of slavery, out of chattel slavery, still to this very day, I think that, well, no, it ain't what I think, it is what it is that a lot of us, it's hard for us to come together because of the circumstances of what brought us together in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, when they brought us into slavery, we came from different tribes, different languages.
That was a long time ago.
What I'm saying?
That was a long time ago. So we don't even know nothing about that. We don't even know nothing about that.
Right.
We don't.
I understand that. But see, I'm talking about what lives in our genes to this day.
Nah, I don't acknowledge that. I used to hear that all the time. It's in your genes. Well, look, it's easy to unite. Very easy. We do it for basketball games.
Yeah.
We do it for football games. We do it for boxing matches. It's easy to get together. Come on, brother. We're going to go to the basketball game or the boxing game. We're going to go to the Diana Ross concert. It's easy to do. No, we don't want to. Because the main reason is because we're comfortable.
Work involved.
Huh?
And like you always said, we know it's work involved. And like you always would say in the past, Negroes don't want to work. And they don't want to do no hard work.
No, they want something easy.
Unless they gotta wait. Unless they gotta wake up every day and clock in for the white man every day at a 9 to 5, they don't really want to do no work.
No.
Because they know hard work is gonna be very inconvenient at times. They know hard work is going to be not so easy. They know hard work is going to be sometimes where you might have to set food aside for the children.
Mm-hmm.
and on some nights not eat. You see what I'm saying? Because when it comes to liberation, that comes a part of the package.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
You know, so they don't you know, they don't want to get involved in some hard work. And that's my problem with that. Like you said, you easily will get together, go to some boxing matches, basketball games, football games, a rap concert, or some crap like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're not putting that energy common collectively together to form something that's going to really help us in real life.
Yeah.
You know, as far as us being a free people, you see. So, it's more easy for us to get on the internet and babble out the mouth.
Right.
Talk all the good stuff, but it's hard for us to even stand on some of the stuff we claim to stand on.
Okay, like this, Taalib.
You see?
Like this. Now, it was a person not too long ago. He said that the only thing we do on this platform is nigger babble, right? Remember that guy?
Right. Yep.
Now, okay, he said the only thing we do on this platform is nigger babble. And he said he also wanted to take over our idea of Mississippi campaign. You know, he can do it better than us, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, where is this guy? Since he can do better than us, he's smarter than us. It's probably almost a year or whatever since he was talking that crap. I mean, what has he done? Since it's so easy, he's smarter and better than we. Matter of fact, all these people that been on this platform, Mississippi campaign is a pipe dream. They can do better, whatever. The guy that said that the Mississippi campaign is a pipe dream, last video I saw him do, he was in a parade. He said, "This is what I do." Be in a parade. You know, a red, black, and green parade. That's the best you can do, is a red, black, and green parade. And he was dressed up like Superman or something, like, whatever. But that's the best he can do. But that's the best he can do. All these people that put down the Mississippi campaign, what are they doing? Well, one of them talking a bunch of crap. You know, his Massa Trump got elected. You know, that dreadlock idiot Negro. You know, he got his Massa Trump put in there. Massa Trump don't have nobody. As far as I know, Massa Trump don't even have one black cabinet member. All these black men voted for Donald Trump, and he don't have not one black cabinet member. Not one that I know of. He don't have a black man or a woman. His whole cabinet, his whole clique is white. And I'm voting for Trump, you know. He's going to bring down prices or whatever. No, that's your massa. But see, that's easier than you as a man actually getting in the field and really producing something. That make you feel like you've done something. Just like those guys. They didn't like my conversation because I put all the pressure on us as men. And they don't want to do it. So let's bring in the women. Well, the women should. I don't give a damn what. If women want to help, that's cool. If they don't want to help, I don't give a damn about what women do. This is a man thing. I don't care about what women say or what women do. You Mr. Leader, you Mr. Man. Well, do it. They can't do it. So they use women and feminism and whatever they can get their hands on to make up an excuse. Because on my platform here, all the pressure fall on the backs of men. Because men say, I'm the leader. Men say, I'm the head of the household. Men say, I'm a god. Men say, I'm a warrior. We'll do it. Let's see it. You a god sitting up in prison. You a god on the street begging me for 50 cents. What kind of god are you? And then they have these little corny businesses that make a little money. Jay-Z ain't nothing. Now Jay-Z is a billionaire, but Jay-Z ain't nothing. What is Jay-Z and the electric company cut off his electricity? He's a billionaire, and the electric company can cut off his electricity. They can cut off his gas. He's a billionaire. So what? Jay-Z don't control no gas. He don't control no electricity. He don't control no food. He don't control a damn thing. Only thing he got is some money, but don't have no power. So what? You got all this money, all these assets, but you don't have no power. So what? That's why in the Mississippi campaign, we said that we could take control of that state and control organic food. And when people think about organic food, I want them to say, did that come from Mississippi? Did the people in Mississippi approve of that? So at least we can say we control organic food. We don't control nothing. We don't even control toilet paper. Don't you wipe your booty every day? We don't control we don't even have no toilet paper. Come on. And then we spitting out babies. We don't make baby diapers. We don't make baby milk. We don't make baby shoes. Here you are. I'm going to say this, Taalib. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Look, we supposed to be men. And when you look at your baby, the baby shoes was made by a China person. The baby shirt was made in France. The baby milk come from some white folks, some Similac garbage they made, some white Americans made in a factory. Everything about your baby, all the clothes, the milk, the food, everything about your baby come from another man. And you don't feel, and these guys don't feel bad about that? My child wrapped up, even the caveman. The caveman baby was wrapped up by a skin from an animal the caveman got. You can't even do what a caveman do because the caveman baby wrapped up in clothes he got. Everything we got, you're going to put on your child. You think the child, as the child begins to understand and look at you and they look at themselves, everything about us produced by other men, by somebody else. And they don't have a problem with that. Because I got paid. You got paid and don't give the money, you don't even give the money no value. The white man gives that money value. And so when the dollar falls, you fall. You should have your own currency. You should have your own way. And see, that's part of the Mississippi campaign. How do we develop our own currency? When you come to Mississippi, it'll be like coming to a new country. You need to exchange that money for Mississippi money. We can do that. You hear me, Taalib? We can do that.
Yep.
These some silly ass folks. And they get angry because they little boys. Lazy little boy. They comfortable. I got my family. What kind of family you got when everything in your house comes from another man, other people? The only thing you did was go out, get a job or whatever, and pay for their services, for their product. You didn't produce nothing. But you want to be treated like Mr. Man. I'm a God. The black man, look, Brother Taalib, the black man is God. But if you don't put a gun in the black man's hand, a bear will kill your ass, a crocodile will kill your ass.
A
Cougar, anything, them animals will eat you alive. But you God. But you God though. The black man is God. It's a little frog that can completely freeze like a block of ice. And then when the temperature get right, it'll unthaw and keep doing, living. It can survive being frozen like a block of ice. Your ass not gonna be able to do that, Mr. God. Put you in a freezer like that, you dead. You can't fly without an airplane. Birds been flying without an airplane for millions of years. Grasshoppers been flying. Mosquitoes been flying. You can't fly without an airplane or something, Mr. God. See, we need to they make us arrogant. But you a God, but you don't have that kind of power. Your ass gonna live and you gonna die. Just like the flea, just like the roach, the rat, we live and we die, Mr. God. And here you are, Mr. God, and somebody made you a slave for 300 years. And then you so pitiful, you didn't even free yourself. It took an internal conflict between these suckers, and then they set you loose. Mr. God. See, I don't do that here. When I give credit, it's because you earned it. I said, man, he must be a god. Like Michael Jackson. I would call Michael Jackson a god of music. Because he earned it. Ain't no doubt about it. He's a god of music. I give him his credit. But you calling yourself a god of music and you sold one record and your mama bought that. I ain't calling you no god of music. Are you out your mind? Get the hell out of here. I'm god of music. You sold one record and your mama bought it. So we got to get out of this stuff. And the only thing that can get us in the game so that we can compete with other men in this society is this Mississippi campaign. They have nothing else. I keep listening. I keep watching. They have nothing that can compare to the Mississippi campaign. Nothing. And as long as they reject the Mississippi campaign, as long as they reject what we say on this platform, they're done. I want you to prove me wrong. I want MD20 to prove me wrong. I want Guy Nollywood. I want Craig. I want Maurice. I want these people. I want them to prove me wrong. But they can't. We should have stayed together and worked this project. But no, you silly like them two goofballs that was on our broadcast a few days ago. You rather have nothing because I don't like anger. I don't like, whoo, it's sickening. Go ahead, brother Taalib, take us out.
Yeah, it really is, man. And you know, I just say that at this point in time, you know, those that are willing to heed the message and come on board and work with us, that's all I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Because the rest, once we get things in motion with this platform and with this ideal, the rest will follow along once they see we serious.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if they ain't a part of the hard work, we got a hall of shame monument waiting for them.
Exactly.
We actually got a hall of shame wall waiting for them because all their names is gonna be listed.
Exactly.
So when they come to Mississippi, they will be, you know, overlooked because they didn't do nothing.
Yeah, and they do
that's
better.
The worstest thing. Yeah, that's the worstest thing you can do to a person is overlook them or even ostracize them.
Yeah.
You don't know how bad that kills a person inside when you do that. That's worse than you doing something physical to somebody.
Yeah, so they hope. Yeah, they hope it.
But we have to set that precedence once we would get to that point because we BS'd around so much, man, when it came to our liberation struggle as people in this country, that it's time to start holding people accountable.
Exactly. Right.
You know, and that's how we gonna hold them accountable. And I'm you know, and at the end of the day, I really want to just actually just work with what we got until we could get more help, you know?
Yeah.
Because we can't keep waiting on dead weight.
Yeah.
You know, we've been shown what that result is. So we just got those that are really interested and that's serious about this. We welcome y'all to come.
Yeah.
And take part in this project so we can get this off the ground. Because you see what's happening around us in this country and in this world. I mean, you know, what if the United States actually fall?
Right.
And these other nations try to start trying to take advantage of the situation. What you gonna do then? What type of defense you gonna have for that? Because you ain't gonna be nothing but another slave for somebody else.
That's all.
You ain't gonna be nothing but a slave for somebody else. You see what almost happened during World War II when we had Adolf Hitler on the scene.
Yeah.
And the United States did intervene and help the other countries like in Europe and stuff. We'll probably all be speaking German right now.
Yeah, that's
being a slave for the Nazi Germans. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So this thing, I mean, history can repeat itself. Mm-hmm. We can't forget that. And you know, I mean, because Russia already wanted control the rest of Europe, and once they figure they could do that, then who they gonna look towards next? You see? And them in China, they allies. So who is they gonna be looking at next? So I mean, man, we gotta get serious about this. Nothing lasts forever.
That's right.
I mean, if we look at history, the Roman Empire didn't last forever.
No.
They was around for thousands of years.
That's right.
The Persian Empire didn't last forever. The Egyptian civilization empire didn't last forever.
Right.
The Greek empire didn't last forever. Look at where Greece at now.
Right.
That's one of the poorest countries in Europe. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, man, you know, America is not. It's not like America is immune from that.
That's right.
And we've been telling you this for years. So we have to understand that things change, and we have to prepare ourselves accordingly for that.
Right.
You see. So with that said, we got to get out of here.
Can I say this?
Yes, sir.
The brother that was part of that duo music group called Sam and Dave, Sam Moore died today.
Yeah.
You know, and you know they recorded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they recorded that song. I'm a Soul Man. You know, I played it on here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a Soul Man. You know, so I want to give respects to and send our condolences to the family of Sam Moore.
Yes.
Who passed at, I think it was 89 years old. Part of the duo, Sam and Dave, who sung that song "I'm a Soul Man" and some other hits. He died at the age of 89. Now, I wanted to bring him up because he's part of. I use that song here, and he's proof that we were soul people at one time. We called ourselves that, but that's what we called ourselves. It didn't come from the white man. It didn't come from Africa. Soul was something that came from us, and so I can define it any way I want to because it's me. And there's no African, there's no Muslim, there's no Israelite somewhere. Nobody can tell me what soul is because I can define it. It's me. Nobody else can claim it. And when you talk about soul brothers and sisters, the only people that can come to your mind are the ones born in America, not in Ghana, not in the Congo, not in Liberia, us in America, soul brothers and sisters. So when I say soul brothers and sisters, see, and then on top of that, what I love about soul brothers and sisters is that we don't concentrate on black because soul brothers and sisters, we come in all different kinds of shades and sizes and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we're more than black skin. And we don't have to put American there. We already know what country we live in. We don't have to focus on those things. Give those titles and those identities back to the damn people that forced the garbage on us to begin with. Because we wasn't free.
Exactly.
You know, everybody label us and call us whatever. Ain't nobody ask us, do you want to be a Negro? Do you want to be colored? Do you want to be... I'm the only one that calls us soul brothers and sisters, but I still ask us. I should ask you to be this. And I'm telling you the reason why soul is the best identity for us. Out of respect for our ancestors because it came from our womb. All that other stuff is revisions and based upon garbage forced on us by our oppressor. We even, in our sojourn here, we even was coming up with our own languages. You know, Pig Latin, Ebonics. I heard that the Nubians created a language.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So we can come up with, see, that's what I'm saying. We don't need these other people's crap. We can come up with our own. What's wrong with having your own? I don't want to be an Arab. I don't want to be Israelite. I want to be what and who I know I am. This is not to say if that's what you believe in or you part Cherokee Indian. I'm not saying throw that away. It's because it's a part of who you are. But we as a people, this is who we are. When I say soul brothers and sisters, you can be Nation of Islam, you can be Cherokee, you can be all these things, but you still a soul brother and sister, and that's the way it was at one time in this country. I was raised in it. I was talking to my auntie a few months ago, and she had to admit to it. You know, she talking all that Nation of Islam stuff, but I broke it down to her because she was raised in it. Hell, she was born before me. They know about it. And even the old movies reflect it. What's up, soul brother? You know, we was calling ourselves those things. I remember one of the first little rhymes when I was growing up. An older person would come to me. Hey, what's up, little soul brother? You know, give me 5. Remember, we used to give ourselves 5. On the black hand side.
Yeah.
In the hole. You got soul. I do that with my little relatives right now. I said, give me 5. On the black hand side. In the hole. What you got? I got soul. They like that little rhyme. But that's who we are. That's who we are. And there's nothing wrong with being who you are. Stop trying to be like these other silly people. And the thing about us trying to be these other people, you got to take the bad and the good. Africans have done some atrocities too. You keep talking about the white man did. These Africans and all people, go look at their history. Which a lot of these people do know their history, but they don't want to talk about it. Like the Muslims, they don't want to talk about Arab history. Because the Arabs, the Arabs in those Muslim countries, they still practice slavery. But they don't never talk about it. They'll chop your head off quick. If you disrespect somebody in their family, they'll kill you because you broke their honor. If you want to be these people, then you have to accept the so-called good and the bad. And all these folks, the history according to what they wrote, nobody is holy and righteous. Not the white man, not the Africans, not the Chinese. They done. And the first person that they was brutal to was themselves. See, I study the history. Yeah, I do read books. And I also watch these documentaries. These Europeans was hell on Europeans. Them Africans was hell on Africans. Them Chinese people, them Asians hell on Asians. I think it was out in the 20th century where I think it was Vietnam or Korea, some stupid leader killed like 1 million of them in a year. Ain't nobody, no human on this planet is holy and righteous at no time. According to written history, the history that we found. Now, the Nation of Islam talk about we holy and righteous at one time. There's no verification of that. Because the history that we find written by these people and what they left, everybody was low down and dirty. There was no utopia, everybody. And see, this is the thing about it. If everybody was so holy and good, how could we be evil? Why did we start turning to killing and murdering and endless wars and racism? How did all that happen if everybody was so goody two-shoe? Because these folks ain't never been goody two-shoe. They went rotten and been rotten ever since. Stop all this old fairy tale garbage, because it's fairy tale.
And look what's happening over on the continent today.
Yeah. They don't like talking about it. They don't like talking about
each other over diamonds and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Them
diamonds.
Them corrupt leaders. Yeah, those corrupt leaders won't give the people nothing. They suffering like that.
Right.
See, the thing about soul brothers and sisters is nobody can say we done anything to them unless we was working for the white man, in his wars. But we ain't never went to no country and took it over and raped the women and took over their country and did certain things to them and caused genocide. Nobody can say that we done anything. You should be happy to be in a position where you fresh and you clean and you can start all over again from scratch and don't make the mistakes that they made. And show them how to live. That's why in that song I always say, in that song that Minister Farrakhan, White Man's Heaven is a Black Man's Hell, it's a paragraph, it's a phrase, a line in the song where it says, the whole wide world is waiting on you to see what the so-called Negro is going to do. Because Even according to the Nation of Islam teachings, we're supposed to be the leaders of the world. The world is waiting on us. But we run into them and they failures. You want to be a failure. I want to be some kind of unspecified African. And you got to pay to be a citizen. If these people, it's sickening to live. It's real sickening. It's sickening.
Right.
And they get so happy when they think somebody beat me in some kind of debate or whatever. They get so happy, knowing damn well they ain't won a damn thing. You ain't won no debate. You ain't won nothing. They want to feel that way. Because they don't have nothing coming. You gonna be a man coming here. All responsibility, everything falls on us because we claim that we the Mr. Leader. We'll lead. You Mr. Warrior, you Mr. God. Well, show your power. Fight. Who the hell you a warrior? Who do you fight? The only thing you've been fighting is that damn hangover you got from partying last night. That's the only thing your happy ass been fighting. You'll fight your wife and your children. You know, you fight your wife and your children and your dog. Scary ass Negro. I'm a warrior. This is the truth. I'm only to live. We only telling the truth. Like the FOI. The FOI is the military wing of the Nation of Islam. What war have they ever fought?
Right.
This the military. This the military. The soldiers of the Nation of Islam. Who have they engaged in? Who have they went to war with? What territory have they taken control of? What have they did as a soldier? Ain't did nothing except bean pie, my brother. That's the only thing they ever done. That's what made me sick when I was in the Nation of Islam. I'm supposed to be a soldier. Only thing I'm out here in the hot ass sun with a bow tie. Bean pie, my brother. I'm like, what kind of soldier am I? The closest they ever come to being a soldier is when Elijah Muhammad or Farrakhan ever have these large meetings and you secure the place. That's the only kind of soldier you ever do. And as soon as the meeting is over, you go right back to selling the final call Muhammad speaks and selling pie. What kind of soldier is that? And if we want soldiers, we should be paying them. We should be setting up a fund. So instead of our young people going to the white man's army, we can pay them to be here and fight for us. That's your job, to fight for your own. And give them the same benefits, if not better benefits, they would get if they went to the white man's army. No, you stay here. Fight for your own. When the new Ku Klux Klan or the racist police get out, it's time to go to war. Call our military. Not the FOI. The only thing they do is sell pie. No, you call our military. Like when that thing broke out with George Floyd, our soldiers should have went straight down there. What's up? What's going down?
Well, I didn't see no FOIs present during that time.
No, you don't see them. I don't even see them on the corner. I don't even see them out on the streets like when I was out there. We was out there on the regular. I don't hardly see.
I heard. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't. I heard they don't be in them streets like that.
No.
Too much.
No.
Not like they used to.
When I was in the Nation of Islam, I was doing it by myself. I didn't need no brothers with me. I would go into these houses of prostitution because I didn't even know when I was 18 years old to live. I didn't even know what a prostitute was. And somebody saw me. Somebody saw me coming out of one of them places that's known for prostitution. What you doing in there? I was in there trying to sell the newspaper or whatever. I didn't even know what a prostitute was. When I was 18 years old, didn't know what a prostitute was. And you know, when I was growing up, I never watched those black exploitation movies. I didn't know when they was talking about Pam Grier and Cotton Comes to Harlem and all that stuff. What y'all talking about? Because we never watched those movies. The closest we ever came to black exploitation movies was Richard Pryor movies. I never saw I never saw Cotton Come to Harlem and Superfly. I never seen none of those movies until I was what, 40 years old? I was 40 years old. Yeah, I was over 40 years old when I saw my first Pam Grier movie and Superfly, and you know, a lot of those other, the Mac. That was the first time I ever saw movies like that. And you know, those rappers was copying a lot of the, you know, the pimp stuff, and you know, rapper was copying a lot of stuff from those movies. I didn't know it was coming from those movies because I never watched them. Never watched them. Until I told you, until I was 40 years old. Until I was 40 years old. I just watched Pam Grier last year. I heard about Pam Grier or whatever, Foxy Brown. The first time I watched her movie was last year. We never watched movies like that. So, but again, see, it's not our job to beg people to do nothing. Our job right now is to just bring the message. If you do, let's do it. If you don't, that's cool. Let's work for me. I just sit back in the cut and talk about your losing raggedy ass. I just sit back in the cut. You know, I don't mind sitting back in the cut and make videos that you're a damn loser. And I dare you to prove me wrong. You can't. Look how long we've been talking about the Mississippi campaign, since 2018. All these people talking about Mississippi campaign is a pipe dream and blah, blah. What have they done?
Right.
And it's thousands of them. And they give thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, to these people every year. They give to Tariq Nasheed probably $1 million a year. And then that cat, the Black Authority, they give him thousands of dollars every year. They give him a few million every year too. And Sarah Seti said they give him about 100,000 every year. What do these people do for us? What are they producing? All these years go by. Sarah Seti called himself the general. What is he leading the people to? All these years, nothing. So you taking $100,000 a year from these people, and they get nothing. Farrakhan get $1 million so a year, and you get nothing. Give Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson. You know,
donate to my Patreon.
Yeah.
That's what Sadie and them be saying. Donate to my Patreon.
Yeah. And all
that's all they got for us.
That's all.
That's all they got for us. Is donate to the Patreon. And what do you get back in return besides some fake ass Egyptian history?
Exactly.
Or fake ass history on Christianity or whatever. You know?
Umar Johnson is
vacationing. Yeah, man, I knew.
Yeah, Umar Johnson is vacationing in Ghana right now.
Years ago,
yeah.
Yeah, when I saw that dude Sadie in Michigan years ago, I knew from the start he was faking and funking.
Yeah.
Talking about let's bang on the beach.
Right.
I don't see him banging on the beach.
He don't even talk like that no more.
Microphone on social media.
He don't even talk like that no more.
Your boots wet in the ground.
Exactly.
Like John Africa would once say, what about you getting in the mud? You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't see none of that happening.
Let's take something like the Montgomery boycott. That was not easy. I think it lasted 2-3 years. that Montgomery boycott.
Yeah.
Those people suffered. They suffered
Yeah.
to pull that off. Anything that you want like that, we're gonna have to suffer and sacrifice.
That's right.
These folks, I told you they comfortable. It ain't these people just run a church. Dr. Umar is nothing but a church. Yvette Carnell ain't nothing but a church. Tariq Nasheed nothing but a church. Sonetta TV ain't nothing but a church. Morris World TV ain't nothing but a church. There's nothing but churches for us to go to. They produce nothing. They ain't no better than Christian. They always talk about the Christians do this. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't no damn better than the Christian. Matter of fact, actually,
Right.
you could probably get a piece of bread and a room, and a lot of these churches help you with finding a job. You know, they might pay your electric bill for the month.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of these churches do. You get absolutely nothing from these people. Absolutely nothing.
Right.
The Nation of Islam used to give a turkey away every year. I don't even think they do that no more. But that's once a year. That's once a year. People need to eat every day.
Right.
But see,
I always question why the Nation of Islam never. I always question this though, brother,
yeah,
because when I was going around them people that follow Dean Muhammad, right? They had soup kitchens every day. Every morning they fed breakfast. But the Nation of Islam never had nothing set up like that.
no, not under Elijah Muhammad that I know of.
Since you always want to talk about how to eat to live,
Right.
But what about feeding the people healthy food then?
Exactly.
Since that's what you so much, asserting
Exactly.
to black Americans or so black Americans, you know what I'm saying? Well, why you don't have no soup kitchen set up or no pantry set up? And I ain't talking about no pantries under some other organization, but under yours. You know what I'm saying? Well, you feed the people. You see what I'm saying? You always talking about in the final call and other literature y'all have how the people out here is hungry and homeless, destitute, and all this kind of stuff. But you ain't giving them no provisions to help them come out of that. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because you're giving all the money to Farrakhan, you're giving all the money to Salis Muhammad.
Right.
At least Marvin Muhammad with his crazy butt, at least his crazy ass be told say, hey, look, as long as you following me, everything is what's mine is yours. You know.
That's what he do.
If I got a bean pie, you got a bean pie. If I got a car, you got a car.
That's what they do.
If I got a house, you got a house.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Shit.
Yeah, that's how
they come out better representing the Nation of Islam as a whole more than the other splendid groups in the nation.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at least they look out for theirs.
At least you're gonna eat with him.
As long as you're part of that. Huh?
I say at least you're gonna eat with him. You're gonna eat with him.
Right.
I was there. I saw
bread with him.
Yeah, I was there. I saw all that going on myself with my own eyes. We used to sell. We used to buy eggs and bean pies from him. Here we are with Minister Farrakhan, but we got to buy eggs and bean pies from Marvin Muhammad. That's what we was doing. We had to drive 500 some miles from St. Louis to his place to get eggs and bean pies. Here Minister Farrakhan pulling in way more dollars than Marvin Muhammad, and we can't produce our own eggs and we can't make our own. We going all the way 500 miles to Marvin Muhammad's temple and get this stuff. And I was with Farrakhan for 9 years.
Not much.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was with Minister Farrakhan 9 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was with Minister Farrakhan 9 years. and they wouldn't even give me a bed. Like I told you, I had to sleep on pickle barrels. Wouldn't even give me a bed. It was a perfectly good bed upstairs, and I'm working for the temple. I had to sleep on pickle barrels. Sure did. And I'm working for the temple. Wouldn't even give me a bed. So I made I put out some pickle barrel and a board, and I slept on top of the pickle barrel. And they never gave me nothing for free. Everything I ever got from Farrakhan, I had to buy it. I never got nothing for free except some burnt up bean pies. They made a batch of bean pies, and some of them was, burnt. They wasn't pretty, so they let us have them. But they didn't give us nothing. Not even an ink pen. Not even an ink pen. Everything I ever got from Farrakhan, I had to buy.
Wow.
Got nothing for free. Nothing. And I'm the one out there working for free. Help produce. I'm the one out there working for free that make it possible for you to have it. They didn't give me nothing. They use me.
Wow. They
use me as me and other brothers and sisters for free labor. So they give all the money they could to Farrakhan, and they brag about it too.
Let me ask you a question, brother. If you'd have knew when you was going down there to Mississippi to buy produce from Marvin Muhammad's temple, right?
Yeah.
If you'd have knew what you know, if you'd have knew what you know now and understand about the Nation of Islam, especially under Farrakhan, would you have actually stayed in Mississippi and joined with Marvin's temple?
Well, actually,
at that time?
Actually, what happened was I was 18 years old, 19, whatever. My relatives was with Farrakhan. Yeah. My relatives was with Farrakhan. But I saw that Marvin Muhammad, it seemed like what he was doing was more on point. But the problem was my relatives were with Farrakhan, and I was caught up in all that hype stuff. All the thousands of people coming and to the temple and to the meetings. I was caught up in all that hype. So I really wasn't.
That's why I asked you.
Yeah.
If you wasn't so much caught up in that, and you saw the difference then, would you have decided to say, the hell with it, I'll stay here in Mississippi and hook up with these brothers?
If I knew better, of course, as you know, I don't care about religion at all, but
to a certain point, yeah.
But I would have
knew better before.
Yeah, I would have tried. I would have tried to see what that was about. Because I saw that what Marvin Muhammad was doing was really more. Well, he was a producer. He actually was producing things. He gave me a tour of everything, and he made it very clear. He pointed at the cars. He said, "If you come here and be with us, brother, any of these cars out here, you can take and drive." He pointed to the bakery. We went into the bakery. You part of us. You go into the bakery and get you a pie, cake, whatever, because that's yours. You help produce everything. You help produce all this. You have access to all these things. Nobody owned the car. Nobody owned the car. All the cars belong to everybody. That's how they did it down there. So.
From time to time I go on their page, right? And they actually still down there doing work, building and doing different things.
Yeah, they just built a school, I think. Yeah, I think they just built a school a couple of years ago. Umar Johnson been building a school for the last 12, 14 years, and these people just put up a school. A school that ain't built. Yeah, and the white neighbors, the white neighbors and other people in the area helped them build the school. They donated wood and labor to help them build the school.
Oh, you talking about down there in Mississippi?
Yeah. They're cool. They're cool with all the neighbors. All the people.
All the people down there, and especially in a place like Mississippi, you working with white folks. Come on.
Yeah.
Farrakhan. Hey, I don't think Farrakhan would have the courage to do that. Much of stuff as he be talking about them behind the roster, I don't think he would even have the courage to work with them like that. You know?
They got a good relationship with all the people in that area.
Right.
You know, people come and come to their businesses, in that area.
Yeah.
But Farrakhan's temple and don't produce nothing. Temple number 78 in Jackson, it never produced nothing. Never produced nothing. It's just a church to go to. That's all.
Right.
So, but with that said, again, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I don't know when we're gonna.
Yeah, because I got speaking of starving, I got to put something in my body.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that.
Take this insulin and put something in my body.
Right.
All right, brother. Thanks for letting me on.
Yeah.
To speak tonight and share my thoughts for this second version.
Okay.
Of the soul liberation, though I spent a little too much time on immigration.
Right.
But I did put forth enough information that I think that the people should know.
Yeah.
And now they can take it from there and do what they got to do.
Or don't do it. Okay, I don't care.
Exactly. Right.
It's your
until
choice.
next time.
Yeah.
Right. Until next time, soul brothers and sisters. I'm Adi, and I just want to say that we look forward to making some progress this year, no matter what.
Yes, sir.
And with that said, peace.
Peace.